Hi, my name is Brittany and I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm also the creator of the Brittany Holzbeck NP Review. It's the most comprehensive and affordable nurse practitioner boards review on the market. It's also accredited through the AANP, and you can find my entire course and tons of other resources at www.thenewNP.com. Definitely check it out. Also, here on this YouTube channel, I make all kinds of free educational content for nurses and nurse practitioners, so I'm happy to have you here. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the content. So the question is it possible to work while attending NP school? And in short, absolutely. For many of us, it's the practical choice that makes advanced education possible and achievable. Balancing clinical work and graduate study is demanding, but with clear priorities, smart scheduling, realistic expectations, you can keep earning, gain experience, and still make steady progress towards your NP degree. So obviously working while you are in school gives you financial stability and continued clinical practice, which can definitely sharpen your skills and your learning while in school. And I found that when I was in my graduate program and still working bedside, my understanding of patient care grew exponentially. I was reading about various diagnoses and treatment plans, and then I was actually seeing them play out in real time, and how providers that I deeply respected, how they managed their patients' care. And so it just kind of made this more comprehensive approach. And that real world exposure helps those classroom concepts click, keeps your clinical judgment active, and it can even help open doors for future jobs, future preceptorships. And again, that was my experience too, was two different physicians that I had worked with in my department set me up with various clinical sites. And then ultimately, it was actually one of our attendings that hired me for my first job as a nurse practitioner. And so it really opened a lot of doors for me, and I definitely recommend that you use your place of employment for networking. But of course, it's not without trade-offs. Time becomes your most precious resource. You have coursework, clinical rotations, study time, trying to compete with family responsibilities, the need for rest, any extracurricular activities that you have, and so on. So it's a lot of time management, and burnout is a real risk if you don't set boundaries or pace yourself. Now, one thing that I always told myself while I was in my NP program, and also balancing, work, family, life's responsibilities, because life keeps going, is that this is temporary and that the time is going to pass regardless. So you might as well use that time to work towards your goals. And that's kind of been like my life motto. Now, there are practical ways to make it work. Many students find rhythm in concentrating study, during weekdays, for example, and then scheduling their nursing shifts on the weekends. Personally, I was able to go contingent while in school and then prioritized working on the weekends, and so I could focus on classes and clinical responsibilities during the week, and that made it much more manageable for me. Going contingent was especially helpful too with, just managing my level of stress, because it took the pressure off of, needing those mandated 3 shifts a week to maintain my employment and position. And instead, I only needed to complete 2 shifts a month to keep my job. Realistically, of course, I needed to work more than that to, pay bills and whatnot. Still, mentally, it felt less stressful because I know that I didn't need those 3 shifts a week to keep my job. Still, I want to be transparent though about the, real downsides of working while in school, because of course there are pros and cons. So, working weekends means that you miss personal time, miss weddings, events. It can strain healthy relationships if you don't keep communication open and you don't use your time, very judiciously. In reality, you will need to cut back on social activities and likely Either negotiate flexible schedules with your employer, temporarily reduce your hours when your clinical rotations intensify. Financial pressures, they sometimes force people to juggle more than they feel is feasible. And so if you're able, I really recommend trying to plan ahead if you can, trying to have an extra cushion in your savings account for if you find yourself needing it. It just really helps to have that extra cushion. You can also look into options like employer tuition assistance for some financial help, or another solution even is to take on a part-time course load versus doing full-time. And that helps, of course, again, to reduce stress and just manage time easier. Know your limits and be willing to adjust as needed to hopefully reduce those feelings of being overwhelmed. I also feel like communication is going to be key in success. It is key in success in multiple facets of your life. And so what I mean by that is talk with your employer early about your school schedule. Ask about shift consistency, job security, flexible scheduling during those, again, high demand clinical rotations. Build a study routine that aligns with your work pattern and protect non-negotiable rest and family time. You still need to make that a priority. And then communicate with your family and friends. Let them know about your demanding schedule ahead of time so that they know what to expect with that limited availability. Now, undoubtedly, balancing work as a nurse while also pursuing a nurse practitioner degree can strain relationships with family and friends due to many reasons: long shifts at work, clinicals, irregular hours, trying to balance the two, mental load of intense studying. All of these things can be a lot for even the most organized person. And so I just strongly recommend having open, honest conversations with your loved ones, your family, your friends before classes even begin, and helping to set expectations about your availability going forward, your energy level in the next coming years, and just being realistic. You could even go as far, if you want, to outline your typical weekly schedule, highlight times that you're going to need uninterrupted study or rest, because you do, and discuss how that they can support you, whether that's by taking on certain chores around the house, offering emotional check-ins, planning low-key activities during your limited free time, stress-free. From my experience, the more that you can plan ahead, the better. The more open and transparent you can be, the better. And overall, express, of course, to appreciation for their understanding and reinforce that this is a temporary sacrifice to help achieve a long-term goal. So yeah, in a nutshell, yes, it does take a ton of planning. It takes resilience, it takes sacrifice, and the occasional minor, maybe, mental breakdown. But the payoff is a new level of clinical autonomy, career opportunities, and so I really do believe that the sacrifice is worth it if this is a long-term goal that you desire, of course, if it's something that you want. It's not for everyone, but it is for some. And for me personally, choosing to pursue NP or a license as a nurse practitioner was the best career choice that I've made. And so I do believe that if you too want it for yourself, I recommend going for it. Definitely putting in the work, because it does pay off. Just be realistic with yourself and remember that the time is going to pass anyways, so you might as well use it to work towards your goals. Just keep telling yourself that this is all temporary. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you considering nurse practitioner school? Are you currently enrolled? Tell me what you think about working while in grad school, and if you are, any tips that you might have to help others be successful. But otherwise, all right, guys, other than that, I think this is going to end today's video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. And as always, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Don't forget to learn something new every day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between. Fell in love in Minnesota, and fell apart south of Salt Lake. Colorado calls to me, and Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay. Maybe some things never change, but I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall.